ones. We are on our way to the park again today. A little rough here. Got some dirt sticks. The baby's having a good time inside the stroller, thankfully. Let's hope she has a good time all the way to the park. We can only hope, right? So, let's see. My kids are still in the house, but they're gonna come catch up. They're quick. They're much faster than me. So anyway, so I'm up 0.2 of a pound, which is 1/5 of a pound this week, but it's not bad. I'm pretty sure it's came down. Confession time. I do weigh myself almost every day, not every day, but almost every day at home. I don't live or die by the scale. I mean, you know, it does not depress me if I'm up a little bit or down a little bit, you know, whatever. It's just information, like gathering data about myself. So, RJ, don't run too fast up there. Stay on the side of the road. So, I do just see where I'm at. And I'm down on the home scale. But I really kind of need to get a different home scale because my home scale is, I don't know, it's wonky. It's an analog, so it's never really exact on the button. It's just kind of nearest pound type thing, which I don't believe there's an exact on the button weight anyway. If you tinkled a little bit more, it would go, you know, 1/10 of a pound. If you were wearing a sweatshirt instead of a t-shirt, you know, too many variables with those little inkling, you know, just little fractions of a pound. I'm not really stuck on those anyway. But the home scale is really wonky. I mean, I can step on and off of it and get in the same, 5 minutes and get 10 different weighings going majorly different weighings. So my kids have probably stomped on it and jumped on it several times. In fact, it's not probably, I know they have. But there's only really one room in my house where the floor is completely level and flat and also hard, not with a carpet and stuff. And that's the laundry room. The laundry room's not really that big, and it's in front of the, I call it a utility closet. I'm not really sure what it was originally meant to be, but we just store like extra toilet paper and shampoo and stuff in there. And the scale is right in front of that closet, and so I know they jump up and down on it every time they go and help with the laundry, and every time they go get a roll of toilet paper out of the closet. I know they do. I can hear them. And they do like to weigh themselves as well. They're really trying to work on gaining weight. They're all really tiny. My kids are tiny for their ages as well. They're skinny and then small for their ages both. So, they really want to gain weight and grow. So they're kind of obsessed with weighing themselves and measuring themselves to see where they're at in that. Because they want to, my oldest really wants out of a car seat. She's 11 years old. And yes, I still have her in a booster chair. It's a backless booster chair, but nonetheless, it is a booster chair. I know most of her friends are out of them, but her weight and height is still way below the requirements to be out. So, I love my children, and I'm not saying that people who don't love their children if they don't have them in one, but I know there's safety reasons for those height and weight requirements, and so I just want them to be as safe as possible. So until she probably will never be above the height requirement, because I'm not even above the height requirement, but I'm trying to wait for her to at least be above the weight requirement. before we move out of the booster chair. And that's right, I've told you before, I'm pretty short. Move back, RJ. So, she probably will be as well. Anyway, so we are on our way there. So anyway, do you have a good brand of scale? I don't care the price. You know, if it's a more expensive one, I may still check into it and just won't be buying it as soon. But if it's an inexpensive one and really good quality and you think it's been good for you, let me know too. I might check it out and be able to buy it sooner. But I would like to get something I like at home. I had one in New York that I used for years, and I wish I would have kept it, but we were moving from New York to Kansas, and I had lived there for 10 years, and we basically only lived in two different two apartments the whole time we lived in New York. And one apartment was for less than a year, and that was it was an apartment in the brownstone above my grandparent-in-law's. And then we moved into our own apartment about 8 months in, 8 months after living with them. And then we lived in our own apartment for 10 years, the same apartment in New York. So we had accumulated a lot of stuff, and we had 2 children, and I was pregnant by that time. So there's just so much stuff. And anything I didn't need, just didn't have to keep, I just threw out or gave to people in the apartment building. We lived in the second largest co-op in the world, so our apartment building alone had over 550 apartments, and then there was 20 buildings like that in the co-op, so thousands of apartments. But just in our apartment building alone, when we were moving, I just kept having my husband take down everything that I just could not fit into the pod. My dad came up one weekend and he filled a trailer and a big 15-passenger van worth of our stuff and brought it back to Kansas for me, but then everything else had to go into a pod or the one little trailer we were bringing to Kansas. So those last couple weeks, anything I could not get in the pod or the trailer, I just started having my husband put downstairs of our apartment building, and people were like sitting there waiting. Everything got taken away. Fans and the scale, and I gave quite a bit to my husband's family too that lived there. Anything that they wanted, I was like, just come and take anything you want. Air conditioner. Gave an air conditioner to one of his aunts. Just everything that we refrigerator, stove, gave them away. Just gave everything away that we just did not have room for to bring. So the scale was one of those casualties. And now I kind of wish I would have kept it because I had it for years and it was a wonderful scale and it was very accurate. I mean, it actually always weighed me the exact same as the doctor's scale. So that was like huge. And even though I have bought other scales that are that exact same brand and the exact same kind, and that's the kind I have right now, it is not as good a quality. It just isn't, and I don't know why. I can even feel it when I pick it up. It's not as heavy as the one I had before. It just feels like more of a... Sorry, I'm changing hands because it's hurting. It just doesn't feel like good quality. It feels like junk, really, compared to that first one I had. So, RJ, get to one side of the street. He's running up ahead of us, but I just want him not in the street. So, I don't know. The other one I had before was really, really heavy. All metal, you could tell just by the weight. It was just great. It really, kept its quality well. And it did. It always did good about weight. But it was about 10 years old when we moved. And so I was like, it's 10 years old. Probably time to get a new one anyway. And, My baby's trying to get out of the stroller. Push her in there. Turn her around a little bit.
Sophia, are you playing peekaboo?
So.
Okay.
So anyway, I was like, you know, it's about 10 years old. I'll probably get a new one anyway, and I'll just get the same one. You know, it's not that unique or anything. Apparently it was. Apparently it was very unique because I cannot find it cut out there for some reason. I don't know when it cut out, but anyway, I was saying I only got 5 more pounds, according to my home scale, to get back down to my original 100-pound weight loss. Which, I mean, that is amazing to me. Ugh. And you know what? I don't think it's that windy out today. I'm hoping that you guys can hear this fine and everything, but I really am just feeling a very, very light breeze. It's not our crazy torrential wind that we usually have. So I'm pretty happy with that. Hope you guys are too. So, oh goodness. Now something on another vlog, I can't remember whose vlog I was watching, but somebody was saying that, and I had too, had read, or not read, but had heard that people watch YouTube, shorter YouTube shows or episodes than longer ones, and they don't like longer ones. But she noticed she had more views of her longer YouTube videos, and I have noticed the same thing. So I don't know how right all those people are that say make them really short and you'll get more views. I have not found that to be true. I found that at least the people who view my videos seem to, I get a lot more views on the ones that are longer. What do you guys think? Do you guys like my longer videos more, or do you like it when I just keep it short to what I'm eating? Or do you like me to do a little chit chat? Which one do you guys prefer? I kind of like both myself, and I'm hoping I'm encouraging you guys in your own journeys, not just in weight loss, but in just general health, because that is the main reason I wanted to get this 100 pounds back off, is because of the health benefits. I was just feeling like complete crud when I had gained a lot of this weight back. I never gained the complete 100 back. I did gain about 50 to 60 pounds back. Sorry guys, it's still burning season here, so my nose and eyes keep running. But you know, I don't know why that just keeps stopping. Had to figure that out later. But anyway, I did gain 50 to 60 pounds back, and it made me feel terrible. Yeah, it did a number on my self-esteem, but that wasn't the main thing that was bad about it. It was just, I just didn't have the energy, and I just felt crummy all the time. Just really crummy, just sick all the time. And I just feel much healthier without that extra weight. I feel I have more energy, I have less pain. I still have pain. I have chronic pain because of my back problems. But it's not as severe without that 100 pounds, or even without that extra 60 pounds. So I'm just so happy to have it 95 pounds back off. And when I get this next 5 pounds off, I know it's going to be good, because I just remember how I felt when I had the 100 pounds off. Those years that I had the 100 pounds off were amazing. They felt good emotionally and physically for me. It was wonderful. So much better for me. So I had just been wanting that for some years now, to get back to this. And now that I'm so close to it, I'm just amazingly happy about it, and it looks like it's actually going to happen. I wasn't even really sure if it would, you know, if I get down to this much, because I have been trying for some years, and I just was not being able to get really below 180. And so on my home scale, I'm now about 157, and I'm trying to get to 152 on my home scale. But I was going to be happy even at 162 on my home scale, because I remember I was 162. I was probably more like 159. I was fluctuating between 159 and 162 before I got pregnant with Leela. And so, sorry, it's just the smoke. And then once I got pregnant with Leela, I actually lost weight while pregnant with her. And after I had her, within 2 weeks of giving birth to Leela, she's my oldest, I was at 152, and then I just didn't gain anymore. After that, I stayed at 152 for many years until I had that miscarriage. Sorry, I'm not crying. I really am not. It's allergies. So I had that miscarriage when Leela was about 4 years old. Then I gained back, and then I was pregnant 3 times that year. I had Belle right after that, and she came extremely early. And then I was pregnant with RJ before the end of the year. So in 12 months' time, I was pregnant 3 different times. So, now, not all of those pregnancies were at the end in that year, but you know what I mean. And my son is asking if I brought snacks. I did not bring snacks, sorry. But anyway, I didn't even bring a drink for myself, and I wish I would have brought some drinks. So I'm kind of thirsty already, but oh well. I'll get some water when I get home. So anyway, you know, after that I started gaining weight, and then just gradually gained each year after I had my son. And I had tried a few times to get it back off, but nothing was working. Ironically enough, I think the pregnancy with Sophia, my most current baby, kind of did something, like tripped something where the weight started going down again. And then this Weight Watchers Freestyle is really, really working for me. I mean, I know it will seem painfully slow to many of you who are quicker weight loss losers than me, but it's actually really, really fast for me. Now there's a truck coming, so I'm going to wait. But it's actually incredibly quick for my metabolism and how I lose weight. So, like last week when I lost over 3 pounds, that was a lot for me. The only other time I can think of that I lost 3 pounds in 1 week was, like I said, at Hoot Camp in LA with Richard Simmons. And we just exercised like non-stop that weekend. So, and now that I'm in my 40s, it's like kind of hard to believe, you know, that it's working, because when I lost my original 100 pounds, I was actually still in my 20s. The last little bit while I was with Leela was when I was 30, but still the majority of that 100 pounds I was in my 20s. So now trying to lose weight in my 40s, whew, you know, but it is coming off. It is. Now, I know I mentioned, well, I'm going to mention in a future video. I already took it, but it won't be published. It won't be public for a little bit. But we go to Silver Dollar City and Branson for our vacations. We've done this for years. Silver Dollar City is an amusement park, a historical type amusement park. It all started because of a historical cave there, and then they just started adding more and more stuff above the cave. We will be going on that cave tour, which is grueling. I mean, absolutely grueling, especially if you're out of shape. I was in shape when I used to do it, and then I did it like 2 years ago with my daughter, and I thought I was gonna die, but we lived. And I'm gonna do it again this year. So so we're gonna do that again this year. But also I'm thinking, because of just what I'm seeing on YouTube, a lot of YouTubers who go to Silver Dollar City have done little tours of the park for YouTube and the different kind of foods that are available there. One unique thing about Silver Dollar City is the majority of the food is made on site. I mean, like from scratch on the park. Like, not brought in frozen or not box mixes. I mean, they even grind their own flour in the mill that's at the park, that they make the pastries and all the baked goods with. They grind their own wheat, make their own flour, and then you can buy that flour too and take home as well. But I mean, this is the kind of park that is. So, because I mean, they do have hot dogs and pizza there, but they also offer a lot of things that a lot of other amusement parks don't have. A lot of homemade foods and things that you just wouldn't get anywhere else. And so I am thinking about doing a YouTube video series while I'm there of different healthy options to choose from. Now, I'll just tell you, because I have went there since I was 2 years old, literally. And I have went there almost every year of my marriage. There was only a few years we didn't go. And so I went there during my 100-pound weight loss. And I would come back with a weight loss every time. It's because I walked all over. It's not a flat park. It's up in some mountains, and you're walking up and down mountains. Like I said, the cave tour is like over 100 steps up and down and stuff like that. It's stairs, steps, and so there's a lot of activity. And then I try to make healthy choices in the food while I'm there, but it's still vacation, y'all, okay? It is still vacation. So I usually also indulge once a day on the park. And what I mean by that is, okay, their candy shop, it's all, like, I think they said 90% or 95%. It's a lot. It's somewhere between 70 and 95%. I can't remember the exact number. But somewhere between 70 and 90% of all the candy in their candy shop is made right there in the shop. And you can even watch them make it. And then you can buy it right after they're done making it, literally. So I usually go there. That's my usual go-to treat for the day, usually. And I get a chocolate-covered strawberry that has been made that day. And they are delicious. And they're not very expensive. They're pretty inexpensive. So that's usually my go-to treat, usually. Once in a while, well, usually at least one time while I am there, I do have a funnel cake, okay? Because I love funnel cakes. Now, this is the funny part. When I was at my Weight Watchers meeting the other day, they were talking about what we have added back into our are meal plans that we may have left out because of being on Weight Watchers, but we could work back in just by working our points around it. And one of the women said she used to really, really like French fries, but now she notices when they're cool.
I see.
So anyway, now that she notices when they're cool, they don't taste as good because she can taste the grease on them and that like yucky film of grease that when it gets cold or cool room temperature, it just leaves that waxy, nasty coating. And she just noticed that, so she only likes the French fries when they're really, really hot now. And once they cool, she just stops because she doesn't like them anymore. So that kind of has, you know, limited the amount she eats now of them. Well, that's how I feel about funnel cakes. You can buy funnel cakes now lots of places. I don't know what kind of world we've lived in now, but now you can buy them literally here at the hamburger shops, at the drive-in, at the movies. But they're almost always made ahead of time and set out there to get room temperature. I don't like them once they're like that. I like them very, very hot right out of the fryer because of that waxy grease that I just don't like. So that's why I get them at Silver Dollar City once while I'm there. That's usually the only time I eat funnel cake, is because I know that they'll make it right as I order it. They'll make it exactly how I want it. I mean, there's different flavors and stuff you can get. I just like the original. I've tried some of the others and it's not as good to me as the original on that one. So, I will probably get that one time because I always have. I've always gotten that just once. And then just like the... Anyway, I was saying just like the lady in my Weight Watchers group. Once it's cool, I'm done with it. I don't want any more of it after that. So that kind of limits the amount I eat. I don't eat the whole thing. And I'm usually sharing it with my kids and my husband as well. So we get one and split it between all of us. And then I only eat it until it cools down. And then once it's not blazing hot anymore, I don't care for it anymore and I stop eating. So I'll do that once. And I will do... They make this wonderful cinnamon bread. I will have one time while I'm there. And I will count the points and just have it. It's, again, delicious and it's hot from the oven. And it'll be from that mill that makes their own flour for it. And it's just amazing. Those will probably be the treat. Oh, and I usually do get a float one time while I'm there. Because the ice cream shop, we have these glass mugs that have lifetime refills. Like forever. I've had my mug since I was 15 years old and I'm now in my 40s, so almost 30 years, and they still give me the same price because that's what they said. It's a lifetime refills on the park for 75 cents. So I bring my little glass mug that I've had for almost 30 years and I get my 75-cent ice cream float. And I just have them use their Diet Coke, and then I usually get their homemade. It's made again right there in front of you. You can watch them make the ice cream. You usually get it with the butter pecan, sometimes the blackberry. If they have blackberry that day, then, I mean, you're just limited to what they make that day because they make it there on the park fresh every day, the ice cream. So you got to just have whatever they've made that day. So I'll probably either have blackberry or butter pecan and the Diet Coke one time while I'm there. Now those are all treats that are not as Weight Watcher friendly, but I will work it around my points because I will probably most of the time, the majority of the days that we're there, I will make breakfast at the cabin we're staying at beforehand, and it will be 0 points or 1 point. Like I'll just probably maybe have eggs and chicken or turkey breast and probably a banana or something for breakfast most of the time, and of course my protein coffee. And then I'll have low point meals like some of the things I wanted to show on the park of healthy foods, more Weight Watchers friendly, is like they have chicken breast, grilled chicken breast. They have, I don't know what you call it, grilled, not really grilled, I don't know what they call it, but turkey legs, roasted turkey legs, which, I mean, they're not 0 points, roasted turkey legs, but I always have them there, and they're very low points. I will count it like ham. So like 2 points for every 4 ounces. And I'll just, you know, eyeball 4 ounces. I'm not taking a food scale to the park. But like I said, I've come home every single time from this vacation and have lost weight. So I'm not worried about that. But I just want to show people the things that are healthy there to eat. Mainly, but I'll probably also show a couple of treats that I have. But like I said, the chicken breast, there's vegetables, there's a succotash that I'm going to see what, I'm going to calculate the points before I go. But it's like chicken breast, vegetables, and there is fried okra in it. So I'm just going to count the fried okra and probably just a serving or 2 servings of oil for the oil that it's like stir fried in. It's called a skillet, so it's more like stir fried, southern stir fry. And that should be a pretty low point one. And then there is there's a barbecue restaurant there that I usually get the chicken. It's a baked chicken. It's like a rotisserie chicken, and you get half the chicken, and that's pretty low point. Now that corn on the cob is 0 points, hopefully I can find some of that. They used to always sell it on the park, but the last few years they haven't sold it as much. But I seen that they were having it for the for like their national festival. They had Mexican street corn, so maybe they'll decide to bring it back, just regular roasted corn on the cob, because me and my husband used to get that quite a bit for a treat too while we were there. Not Mexican style, because that definitely has points. That's butter and mayonnaise and cheese. I'm just talking about just a roasted ear of corn. So stuff like that. Let me know if you think that'd be interesting. I'm gonna probably do it either way, just for my own fun and my own thing to do while I'm there. And like I said, there's so much activity. I know I'll be earning some activity points as well, like living large on Lifetime. Julie, I know she racks up a lot of activity points at the parks, and then she gets to eat more stuff. Me, I don't have as high a metabolism as Julie, so I'm not judging her or putting her down. She is doing fantastic. She has been able to stay on Lifetime with the way she does things, and it works wonderful for her. So I won't be able to do it that much, but I can do it a little bit. And I love how she shows the more activity you do, the more you really can splurge on other things. And I know that kind of will even out the few treats that I have too on the park. I'll be doing so much activity, it's going to even out the 1 treat a day that I'm going to allow myself on the park. So I really want to show that, because I know so many people worry about going on vacation and then going completely off program and not being able to get back on it. And like I said, I kept 100 pounds off for 10 years going to this amusement park and going and just living life, and I did not make it grudgingly or boring. I got to eat fun foods at these parks and things. I got to have treats, but I actually genuinely do like the turkey legs. I love the turkey legs. I love the baked chicken at the barbecue place. I love the succotash bowl that they sell. I love all that stuff. It's stuff that I I look forward to all year to get. I will, now in years past I did not, I've only done it 1 year, get the pork fried sandwich. I grew up with pork fried sandwiches. My grandmother loved fried pork sandwiches. Loved them. And I liked them too, but around here they used to sell them a lot of places. But they're not very good anymore. A lot of places are making ones that are from frozen, and they're really, really thin, and all you taste is hard breading. It's not, I don't like it really heavily breaded. I just like a little breading that makes it crispy, and then meat. I want some soft, edible, chewable meat. But most places now, it's so thin, like I can't even tell there's meat in there. It's just a bunch of breading that is hard and really hard to eat. So I just like a little crispiness with some nice meat, soft meat. So they have that at Silver Dollar City. Now there was many years I did not get it because I would always say I'm going to get it, but then I didn't because I didn't want to go that far off plan. But I think this year I will plan it one time while I'm there. Now I know this sounds like, you know, it's going to be hard for many people to watch this and imagine what I'm talking about. When I say we're going to this amusement park, we're not just going for a day. We are going for almost 2 weeks. We're going to be going in October, and anybody out there who homeschools and in the Missouri area and is going in October, please hit me up and let me know. Maybe we can meet up. I met up with some people last year too there. We're going in October this year because the Missouri Homeschool Association hosts a homeschool weekend at Silver Dollar City every year in October. So we're going to that, and my kids are going to be taking a lot of the homeschool classes that they're going to offer there. And but then we're going to stay another week after that. So we're going to be there almost 2 weeks. So hit me up if you're going to be there too during that time. And we can meet up and stuff too at the park. So we're going to be at the park several days. And that's why I'm saying, you know, and when this current job my husband has, we can only go about that long. When we lived in New York, he had been at his job so long, 20 years, that we actually went 3 weeks, and, you know, we'd go for 3 weeks. So that's how... And that's how we would come and visit my parents every year. We would just meet them in Branson, and we would all camp out at the campground and just, you know, hang out at Silver Dollar City for 3 weeks. Now we're just gonna go on our own. I sometimes go with my dad, and my dad always stays at the cabins. My mom would stay at the campground, and we would usually stay at the campground. But now we're gonna go and stay at the cabins that I grew up staying with my dad at. And sorry, oh goodness, and had a bat in the cave. And we're gonna go with a couple of friends. One friend who has a homeschooling daughter will be coming, and her sister, and then another friend who's just an older friend of mine. She's between mine and my mom's age. She's not as old as my mom, but not as young as me. Her daughter has grown up and has moved out and has her own kids and family now, and she's single now, and she likes to go on vacations, and she doesn't really like going places by herself, so she kind of comes along with us on all our family vacations. So she'll be there too, and we're all gonna share a great big cabin, and you know, just go to the park and hang out together. So anyway, that's what we're doing, and hopefully, I'm hoping that series will come out well. I hope also when I'm doing these daily videos, you see that I go out to eat and I have normal foods. I don't, you know, I don't have to have diet food. I can go to Wendy's, I can go to McDonald's, I can go to the Mexican restaurants and have really great food and still lose weight. So that's another thing I'm just trying to show people, you know, by these videos, but especially my vacation video, I'm hoping will show that. So anyway, we're at the park now, and the kids are playing, and the baby's in the grass, so I'm going to go over there and play with her for a little bit, and I'll be back later.